Jesus restores the daughter of Jairus to life. When Jesus had returned by boat to the other side of the Lake of Galilee, lots of people gathered around him while he was by the water, and there came running to him one of the rulers of the synagogue, called Jairus. And when he saw Jesus, he fell at the feet of Jesus and begged him, "My little daughter lies at the point of death. I beg you, please come and lay your hands on her so that she can be healed and that she may live." So Jesus went with Jairus, and many people followed and thronged all around him. On the way, there was a woman who had suffered a problem with her blood for 12 years. She'd gone to many doctors and had spent all her money, but she was no better, and in fact she was getting worse. Now she'd heard of Jesus, and she came in the crowd behind him and touched his garment, thinking, "If I may only touch his clothes, I'll be cured."
And Jesus was a doctor, real doctor. He could make it better, not normal doctors.
That's right, because he was the Son of God. He had the power of God to do these miracles. So this poor woman touched his garment, his clothes, because she thought, if I can only touch his clothes, I shall be better. And immediately her bleeding ceased, and she felt inside herself that her body had been healed. But Jesus, knowing immediately that power had gone out from him, he turned around in the crowd and said, "Who touched me?" His disciples said to him, "You see the crowd touching you, and you say, 'Who touched me?'" Jesus looked round about to see her who had done this thing. And the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what had been done in her, came and fell down before Jesus and told him the whole truth. Jesus said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you whole. Go in peace and be healed of your disease." While he was still speaking, there came messengers from the ruler of the synagogue's house. And they said to Jairus, "Your daughter's dead. Why are you bothering the master any further?" But as soon as Jesus heard that, he said to Jairus, "Be not afraid, only believe." So you see, Jesus realized that Jairus would be tempted to give up faith when he heard his little girl had died. And so Jesus is very sensitive to us too. He knows how difficult it is for us to have faith. Jesus allowed no man to follow him, apart from Peter and James and John, the brother of James. They came to the house of Jairus, the ruler of the synagogue, and Jesus saw many people weeping and wailing, and he said to them, "Why do you make all this noise and weep and cry like this? The girl isn't dead, but she's sleeping." And they laughed at him. So one minute they were weeping and the next minute they were laughing at him. So I think they were just paid maybe to come and weep and cry.
Now that was just what I was going to say.
But they weren't really very sincere.
No.
One minute they're weeping, the next minute they're jeering and laughing at Jesus. And that's what human beings are like. That one minute, like they were shouting out about Jesus, that Hosanna, save now, you're the great king, and the next minute, crucify him.
Crucify him, crucify.
That's right. And
then he resurrected.
That's right, he resurrected. But that's the trouble with humans and human beings supporting you, that they're not at all stable. So anyway, although they laughed at Jesus, he put them all out, and he took the mummy and daddy of the girl, and Peter, James and John, and went in where the girl was lying. Then he took the girl by the hand and said to her in their language, "Talitha kumi." That means, "Little girl, please get up." And immediately the girl got up and walked. She was 12 years old, and they were all astonished. And Jesus told them not to tell anyone about it, and commanded that they give her something to eat. And that shows how thoughtful Jesus is, because he would have thought, well...
How kind Jesus is.
Yeah, how kind and how thoughtful. He thought, well, the girl's been dead, so she's not eaten anything. And so...
And cause dead is really sleep, because you're sleeping really.
Well, that's right. Death is asleep for us who have the hope of resurrection, because the next thing we know, Jesus will have come back and we'll be risen from the dead.